Welcome back. We're still in section R.5. We're still talking about simplifying, and let's start with problem number 16. So for number 16, we got to factor the numerator and denominator. Now, I'm looking at this numerator. I'm not thinking I'm going to find anything that's going to work. So real quick, b squared minus 4ac, just to make sure. So that's going to be 10 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 3. So that's going to be 100 minus 24, which is 76. That's not a perfect square. That quadratic on the top is not factorable. 2x squared plus 10x minus 3. Can't be simplified. Let's factor the denominator. Multiply the first and last, we get 36x squared. We got a 13x. Both have the same sign. They're going to both be positives. So to get to a 36, we're going to have a 9x and a 4x. So we've got 6x squared plus 9x plus 4x plus 6. Common factor of the first two terms is 3x, so we're left with 2x plus 3. Last two terms, we have a 2, and then we're left with 2x plus 3. So we factor it, we get our 2x plus 3 goes out front, and our 3x plus 2. Now, unfortunately, nothing is going to reduce, so that's all we can do. Really just a practice of factoring. Don't forget, if you're having trouble factoring, check the discriminant for a quadratic. If it's not a positive perfect square, it's not factorable. Number 17. The top is a factor by grouping. So off to the side here. X cubed minus 5x squared minus 3x plus 15. The common factor of the first two terms is x squared. So we have x minus 5. Last two terms, we have a negative 3, and that gives us an x minus 5. So the common factor, x minus 5, and then x squared minus 3. X squared minus 3 cannot be factored further. So we have x minus 5 times x squared minus 3 over, and now we factor the denominator. It's just a single x squared, a little bit easier to work with. Multiply to 15, add to negative 8, so it's going to be a negative 5 and a negative 3. Now, the x minus 5 on the top and on the bottom cancel out. Now, these two terms, the one on the top and on the bottom, they look similar, but we can't do anything with it. We can't reduce terms. We can only cancel factors. So we're left with just x squared minus 3 and x minus 3. Avoid the temptation of doing any more reduction. That's as far as we can go. Now, number 18 is just a basic exponents problem. Multiply the numerators. We have a 5. We have an x cubed, then y times y to the third. Add them, you get y to the fourth. In the denominator, we have a 15. X squared times x squared is x to the fourth. And then a y squared. Now we can reduce 15 over 5. That reduces to 1 over 3. We've reduced the fraction. Now for the x's, subtract 3 minus 4. And for the y's, it's 4 minus 2. So we don't need the 1. X to the negative first, y to the second, over 3. No negative exponents allowed. Only thing that has to move is the x. So it becomes y squared over 3x to the positive first, or 3x. And now for problem number 19. I'm just going to rewrite this. X squared is x times x. That's going to help us a little bit when we go to reduce now. You can see the x plus 5's cancel. The 4 and the 2, the 4 is divisible by 2. That becomes a 2. 2 cancels. This x on top and the x on the bottom, they cancel. So we're left with 2 times x plus 1 over x. And there we go. We just simplified that. It was easier because it was already factored up for us for the most part. Next page, please. More practice. Remember, we don't divide fractions. We multiply by the reciprocal. So we have our x minus 4 over x cubed minus 8 times x squared plus 2x plus 4 over 1. Now we have to factor. Looking at this, I'm not sure of anything that's going to multiply to 4 and add to 2. Real quick check, b squared minus 4ac. I can just use my calculator. 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 4. That's going to be 4 minus 16, which is a negative 12. We can't factor it. Now, x cubed minus 8, that's in the form of a cubed minus b cubed. That's a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. A is x and b is 2. So it's going to be x minus 2, x squared plus 2x plus b squared, which is 4. So for our factoring, we have x minus 4, x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 4 times x squared plus 2x plus 4 over 1. And now, looking at what's on the top and on the bottom, here we can see the quadratics cancel. So we're left with x minus 4 over x minus 2, and that's as far as we can go. Number 21. Same thing, we're just going to be doing a bunch of factoring here. So starting, we have an x plus 5. 4x minus 16, we can factor out of 4. It's 4 times x minus 4. Now, 2x minus 32, we can factor out 2. So it's 2, x squared minus 16. And then x squared minus 25. It's a special case. It's x plus 5, x minus 5. Let's keep factoring now. X plus 5 over 4 times x minus 4. X plus 5, x minus 5. And for the numerator 2, x squared minus 16 is x plus 4, x minus 4. And now here comes the fun part after all that factoring. We got an x minus 4 on the bottom, x minus 4 on the top. X plus 5 on the top, x plus 5 on the bottom. 2 and 4, the 2 becomes a 1, 4 becomes a 2. So the only thing we're left with is x plus 4 over 2 times x minus 5. That's all we can do, and it simplifies pretty nicely. All right, let's go to problem number 26 now as another practice. For 26, once again, first thing, change your division to multiplication. X squared plus 12x plus 32 over 6x plus 42 times, now x squared minus 49 on top, x squared plus 4x on the bottom. Always change it to multiplication before you do any factoring. So when we factor the numerator, we get x plus 6. Well, let's try that again. The numbers that multiply to 32 and add to 12 would be 8 and 4. So it's going to be x plus 8, x plus 4. In the denominator, we can factor out a 6. So it's 6 times x plus 7. X squared minus 49, our special case again, x plus 7, x minus 7, x squared plus 4x, we can factor out an x and an x plus 4. Here's the fun part. We have an x plus 4 on the top and x plus 4 on the bottom. They cancel. X plus 7 on top, x plus 7 on the bottom. And that's all that's going to reduce. So we're left with, keep it factored, x plus 8, x minus 7 over 6x. And we can leave it just like that. Okay, what I'd like you to do is problems numbers 21, 22, 24, 25, and 27. So finish up those problems that we didn't do in this video. All right, thank you for your time. I will see you in the next one.